Hey, my friend.
Hey, everyone.
Tea time with Lon and Tony today.
Hey.
So,
Yeah, do you ever wonder why it seems like everybody's energy dips after they're 40? Or if they turn 40, they don't have the energy they used to have? It's not just because of age. People will tell you that you're just getting old, but really it's habits. It's the things you do. Today we're going to talk about a few things that you can do to help keep your energy up.
yes, that's what we're talking about today, right? So, tea time. So let's start, honey. So for us, the energy, everything, you got to agree.
Right.
Because when you have energy, you can do a lot of things. I can be in my stool out here and I just stand like that, right?
Yeah.
So, and Tony said, so because like for me, I truly believe that, when you have energy, you can do a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And there's something that we can really implement every single day that can help in us, like how to keep our energy level really high, Like I wake up in the morning, I don't really walk downstairs, I like skip. So I let you start first, honey,
Okay,
while I'm making our tea.
Okay, well, number one obvious thing is get enough sleep. So there's a few things you can do to make sure you get some sleep. One, don't look at too many screens just before you go to bed. The blue light and the screen stimulates your thinking and then it makes it hard to sleep. Another thing is to have a dark room. Make sure you have a dark room to sleep in, and I like it a little cool. If you're too hot, you can be restless, so that's another thing you can do. Something a lot of people don't think about is that people sometimes they think, oh, I'll have a drink. I'll have a couple of drinks, before I go to bed. That'll help me to sleep. And that's true. It'll help you go to sleep, but actually drinking alcohol before you go to bed can interrupt your sleep cycle. So you sleep, but not soundly. You don't get the restful sleep. You wake up feeling kind of groggy in the morning. That's not necessarily a hangover. That's just because you didn't sleep well. So those are some things that will help you to sleep better, and that way you'll have more energy throughout the day.
You remember, like Tony and I, we just have a challenge for each of us about 3 new wellness habits we want to implement so we can, have more energy and it's better and live healthier, right?
Yeah.
One of them is sleep, and Tony mentioned about sleep right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I work than him, okay? So because I work late, often. And not only work late, but like I learning something new and I am just so in it and I didn't want to stop. And again, the screen time, it truly, if I am on the Zoom, it's too late, or I'm on the screen too late, I could not sleep at all. I went to bed, even after I read my book, but I just like laying there, my mind racing. So here is for me, a quick tip, for me, and then Tony can share more about that. So basically that, like I turn off the screen like 30 minutes minimum before, I go to bed, right? And the second thing as well, that like basically no phone, nothing at all. The second thing also, now I love to read, okay? So normally, and I love the business book and things like that, and I have to tell myself, okay, no business book before I go to bed. The book that make me think too much, you know what I mean? And my brain start to think about strategy, the idea, and then I could not sleep.
Yeah.
So I read some book like mindset, but I calm my mind down, something like calm my mind, relax my mind so I can go to bed. And when I start to do that, again, I'm still working on that about, stay up late, right? But again, it helped me tremendously. So how about you, honey?
Okay, well, I think I shared my tips for sleep. One other one that I mentioned is that you have to have some activity during the day. If you're taking a long nap or you're sitting around all day, no physical activity, of course, that's going to make it harder for you to sleep. And that kind of flows into our second thing is activity, motion. That's a tip for keeping your energy up. You might think, oh, if I get out and I do a lot of exercise and run around, or like Lon goes on a big long walk in the morning, I go work out, or I like to go to the golf course and hit some balls in the morning, you might think, well, that's going to make me more tired, but that's not true. Your activity actually gives you energy. It gets your body fired up and moving, and you feel more awake throughout the day.
Yes, and again, even at night, I learned that thing as well. Sometimes you don't have to really heavy workout, but a little bit, like stretching. Like even I did walk back and forth my driveway. We have, like the street light, and I did walk back and forth a little bit like that. And when I pay attention. When I do that, I feel much better, and I fall to sleep easier and wake up feel energized. It's just amazingly how sleep. For me, I couldn't function well without sleep.
Yeah. No, nobody
could
does.
not.
People think they do, but they don't.
I feel like hungover, and I don't understand what hungover means because I don't really that drink. Like once in a while I have a glass of wine, but I feel like the headache and just feel like you just tired all the time, and I don't like it.
Not clear thinking. People don't realize that that's because you think you're awake and you can go through the day and function, but about half of your brain is asleep. And it's, the other half is carrying you through, but you're not all there even though you're awake.
And okay, so the next one in there that we talk a lot about gut health. And if you follow us for a while now, Tony and I right now, we're so passionate about, like helping people to live healthier and all about, gut health and the glucose balance, all of that. And honestly, I didn't understand that much before, so I didn't think the importance of that. But the more I learned, the more I say, wow, that effective everything. Because so just like in the evening when you have a dinner, have some food that like you say, vegetables, some good food a little bit that can really help you to digest better. And it's like healthy gut, like it helps you to have a better gut health. So
because we all have the flora, the bacteria in our gut, and it's good. We need it to be alive. You can't live without gut bacteria, but they grow according to what you feed them. And if you feed yourself lots of too refined carbohydrates and lots of sugars and things like that, lots of soda pop, that kind of thing, the bacteria that like to eat that, they grow like crazy. They go nuts, and they crowd out the good bacteria. So you want to support your good bacteria by eating some fiber, maybe even supplementing with a probiotic, a prebiotic, a postbiotic. So it gives that bacteria, the good bacteria. We say good, but they're not either. You need them both. They're both good, but if you get one overpowering the other because you eat too much of one kind of food, then you don't have balance. It's the balance that creates, the good neurotransmitters and improves your mood. You feel better throughout the day. You don't feel bloated and things like that. All that has to do with the balance of the bacteria in your gut.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Gut everything, right? Now you're talking about the second brain, right? And I always say, yeah, good feeling, thing like that. And so it's really, really important to do that. And like we're talking about, like carb. We eat carb, okay? I don't say, we don't eat carb at all. We do almost every day.
Sure.
But the thing
part
about
of a balanced
this,
diet.
it's like I really believe in the balanced diet. I truly believe that. I truly believe, carb, vegetable, and protein together, three things together. Because I just feel good. I always say, what my mom, my dad eat, what grandma eat, follow that, right?
Yeah.
And so, like say, replay a little bit, like instead of do the white rice, do the brown rice, and instead of eating, like a regular potato, maybe buy a sweet potato, just something like that. We can really alternate a little bit that give us a good carbohydrate.
Yeah, one thing I would say about all those foods are good.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with any of those foods. The one thing you do want to make sure is to eat real food.
Yes.
Not simulated food.
Yes.
Not imitation food products.
Yes.
If you go to a Sam's Club or a Walmart, you see these corn cheese balls, pickle balls, Cheetos, potato chips, crackers, boxed junk. And that's not real food.
Yeah.
That's not, it'll fill you up And you might like the flavor of it, and it makes you eat more, but
But you
that
want
is
more,
not
though.
real food.
You know, like you after you eat them,
Yeah.
you still
You
feel
wanna crave for
craving
more
for
because
something.
you didn't get any nutrition.
And you say, I just ate them,
Yeah.
but I need something. What do I need, right? But again, when you have enough nutrients in your body,
Mhm.
you don't craving for that, right? So like whole food, we're talking about, Tony would tease all the time, like chicken, buy the whole chicken.
Buy the whole chicken.
I remember I listened to that.
Not a nugget, which
one-
isn't a chicken.
one of the podcasts, and the guy said, okay, now talk about whole food. What I mean by whole food, like he said that, it made me laugh, it's so true. Like if you talk like chicken, buy the whole chicken. They say that it's called whole food, right? Or piece of breast or something, but like the whole food thing.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's a symbol. And the one thing as well, maybe you think oh, I don't know how to cook, I don't have time to cook, and I get boring with the same food all the time, Tona, the same thing.
Sure.
But
You wanna
again, but
switch it up.
sometimes if you don't have time, okay, if you don't have time at all, you're so busy, and like you just feel like, man, I don't have a time and I don't know how to cook. It's okay to boring food a little bit, you know what I mean? But for the health purposes, I think it's really good. Like as my friend and I were to talk about this not too long ago about you think healthy food expensive, but if you go to grocery and it truly, I mean, we don't buy junk, but if I look at all the price of like crackers, chips,
Potato
and
chips
all,
are $6 a
yeah,
bag. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
like I say, if
And they're junk.
you look at that thing and you buy like a chicken, vegetable, or potato and rice or beans, you buy that thing. If you compare the price,
value.
it's the value. It's way cheaper. Way cheaper for that one. And again, I told Tony I can buy a healthy food in Walmart.
Of
Honestly.
course you can. You gotta look for
I
it.
can buy
They have
healthy
the
food
junk.
everywhere, right?
But yeah,
But again, we have to look for it. We have to be like aware of that, and in the beginning, for sure, we have to remind ourselves of that, right? But the more you do, you feel like you don't think about it anymore, and not only that, you start to feel better, right? Because that's how we really have a high energy. And we both, above 40.
Well,
And well
about
above.
25 years or so above 40.
But again, the thing about this is we have a really high energy level because we aware of, more of the movement, the sleep, what to put in our body, right? And of course we add on, our supplementation, and something is really work, okay? Not like whatever, right? And with that, it helping us tremendously. And that's why, we travel, and a lot of people, they don't think that Tony, he went to the golf course and nobody think he that age. And things like that. And because, I think not how you look, it's just the
way you move.
The way you move,
The way you carry
know?
yourself like a younger person.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's really it's the thing we do. We just like have, a healthy gut, and like glucose balance by all the food we eat, and like something that can help us add on that as well, and sleep and movement, and that's really helping us to have more energy over 40. And
don't
it's
think
not
like you're an old
age.
person.
No,
either.
you're not
think
old.
like you're young.
Exactly.
And then
right?
you'll be young, yeah.
Yeah, and again, maybe I don't tell this story, but it's so funny story, my friend mom, but I tell another day. But anyway, so yeah, it's just the mindset also, right? And again, but here's the thing, for me, honey, like, you got tea time, so we talk everything, okay? So sometimes if you don't have energy and you don't feel good, it doesn't matter how old you are.
No, you'll live like an
It
old
doesn't
person.
matter, right?
Yeah.
You
Just
can be
around.
20, you can be 30, you can be
Man.
40, and you still don't feel good.
I see
right?
men all the time who are 20 years younger than me. And I look at him and say, that poor dude, he looks totally worn out. He
Yeah.
looks old. They
So-
look older than I am, and they're 20 years younger.
Yeah, so let's say, when you feel good, you just feel like,
Yeah.
I'm up, ready to go.
Ready
Let's
to
do
go.
something.
Yep.
Let's really have something fun, right? So the main thing is, give movement, exercise, move around, take a walk, jogging, doesn't matter what, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
And, try to get some sleep, good sleep. So, like, no screen, and 30 minutes before go to bed. That way, you can sleep better. And try to pick a healthy food a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to add on for
No,
this, honey?
that sounds pretty good. Those are pretty good tips, I think.
Yeah. All right, my friends. So let's really, you know, like have a healthy life together. How about that?
Yeah.
So good. All right. Have an awesome evening, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.